Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first Relationship 101 video of 2014. Took a short hiatus, small break between December and now, school, family obligations, and all the other stuff. So allow me to say Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Secretary's Day, President's Day, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, Valentine's Day, and St. Patrick's ain't here yet, so you don't get that one. Haha! um, for a moment, I was kind of at a point where I figured I'd given out all the advice I could possibly give, and then 3 months into the new year, I turned out I was wrong. Who knew? It seems that in the 3 months in 2014, without me giving advice to people, people have apparently fallen susceptible to all of the dumb shit that happens when you're in a relationship and you're not happy with that relationship. Go figure. So as always, I have returned once again, kind of like the dark side of the force, to bring you all the stuff you just don't want to hear, because either you're too sugary, sweet-coated in your own stupidity to pay attention to it, or you're just oblivious to these entire situations. Either way, here I am. As always, in my ear is my partner in crime, female voice of reason, in case I become too male-oriented on whatever my advice happens to be. It's how I stay fair and balanced. This just makes things easier that way for everybody involved. That way no one can just be like, oh, he's just giving it from a guy's perspective. No, I am not. I actually have a female listening who can give me her perspective on the entire situation. So the advice goes both ways. And everybody ends up being happy. I'd like to give a quick hello and you're welcome to Bradley, who has annoyed me to no end almost every other week since the beginning of 2014 about when I'm going to make another relationship video. And just nothing for nothing, I hate to put you out here, Bradley, but the reality is you have a lot of relationship questions for a guy who is single. I don't even understand it, but you ask, and so here I am. I have returned, and as such, this will probably be a decently long video because I've got a lot to talk about. 2014 has been just packed with just dumbass relationships I've laid eyes on that just make no sense to me. They're not. I don't even. There are times I don't even understand how half of them are functioning, but they do. So it's whatever. It's because it has been so long. Yes, I have a list. Haha. We all know things go so much smoother whenever I have a list, don't we? It always makes everything so much cooler. Or at least it focuses a little bit more when I have a list anyway. We won't say cool, but everything focuses a little bit more. So it's okay. So yeah, list and a couple other things, just personal side notes I'd like to add in to possibly pass on some information and some metaphors that hopefully will help people understand relationships a little bit better. Maybe something I say will make you go, huh, my relationship's shit. I should probably do something about that. Because, apparently on your own, you don't think your relationship is shit, which is the beauty of friends. So, it's whatever. First thing I want to talk about, first topic of 2014 is going to be, I think it's one I've covered, but I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to go back and watch old videos, and let's just be honest, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go over it again. It's noticing. When you're in a relationship, noticing, also observation. Really, really important. Whether anybody realizes it or not. Now, I won't say it's important because you need to make sure you know, like, every little nuance about the person you're with. Like, you need to know when her eyebrows crinkle together and she gets that weird look on her face that she's, like, constipated or wants cheese. No, you don't. That's not. Noticing is, like, it's important because you need to know when your significant other is in a specific mood. So, and you know this whether or not, you want to know this whether or not you want to do something to get them out of it, if it's a bad mood, or if you just want to make sure you keep your distance because if you get close, he or she might rip your fucking head off and piss down your neck. So, noticing, very, very important. Pay attention. It doesn't even take a whole lot. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes or Batman to just pay attention to who you're dating. Just watch them. That's all you gotta do. Just watch them. Like you're with them, and in some cases, like some of my friends, you're with them a lot, aren't you? And so you you think by now you pick up on something. If you've been with somebody 8 months, going on a year, maybe a little bit longer, and you guys are always together. Say you go to school together, so you see each other every day, or say you work together, or you live together, whatever. You should have started to notice subtle nuances about the person you are with. You can just tell that they're being annoyed, whether they say something or not, from the way they walk, the tone of their voice. Because I'm uber observant about a lot of things, I'll say just the tone, which is going to sound weird, but the tone of the silence around you, which whether anybody wants to ever admit it, it is true. Just like there's awkward silence, silence can have a tone. Like if something's wrong with the person that is in the room with you, but they don't want to say anything, it's one of those situations. And I'm only saying it's mostly girls because it is mostly girls. Is that they're upset, but they don't want to say anything about what they're upset about. They want you to ask them what they're upset about so they can talk about it. But you aren't noticing that they're upset. So they just sit there and they stew. If you pay attention, the air around if you even get close to them, you will feel like a physical, just like anger coming off of them, like waves of just anger because they are mad. It's girlfriend force. There we go. See? Female counterpart. That's what it's there for. Girlfriend force. It's like a girlfriend force. You can feel. It's like the Force from Star Wars and Darth Vader. Like you can feel. Like she is probably like a hair's breadth away from attempting to choke in the shit out of you. So this is the point where you should probably be like, hey baby, what's wrong? You seem like something's bothering you. Now look, I understand sometimes you don't want to ask that question. Because sometimes you really don't give a damn. And I get that. I totally get that. But you still need to ask the question, whether you care or not. The moment you can feel the girlfriend force attempting to choke the life out of you, look at your girlfriend, no matter what the fuck you're doing. Put down the controller, stop drawing that picture, quit talking to some other friend, put down the playing card, stop eating the pork chop, walk away from the ribs, whatever. Look at the girlfriend and go, baby, it feels like something's wrong. Something's bothering you. Want to talk about it? Trust me, she will tell you. She will unload on you like a dumpster, and you will just let it wash all over you. Just let it rain. Just let whatever it is that is bothering her get out. And the reality is, it might not even be anything you have done. She might be pissed at a coworker, a teacher, some other friend, or she might be upset because of some other friend's problem. So it's not even actually her problem. It's a friend's problem. So she's angry by proxy. But you letting her vent and get it all out does two things. It lets her feel better because she gets the anger out. And it also makes it seem like you're a caring and compassionate boyfriend because you listened. Now, mind you, the second one only happens if you actually listen. You can't be like, baby, what's wrong? It seems like something's bothering you. And the minute she starts talking, you go back to doing what you were doing. Don't do that. Because 9 out of 10 times, it's going to end badly. She may start talking about that heifer at work who took her hours or who lied about some other bullshit, but it will end with the very definitive words of, you never pay attention to me whenever I'm talking. And because you're not paying attention, you will either answer with, what, which is the worst answer you could possibly answer with, or you'll say, uh-huh, which is the second worst answer you could possibly answer with because you validate her saying that you don't listen. So noticing, very, very important. You want to notice your girlfriend or even your significant other. I know all the examples I just given were based off of females, but you may end up, hey, you never know. You could have one of those really, really sensitive guys. So you might want to notice him. And he might have some stuff you might want to talk about. His lapel might not fold down right. He might have some feels. He might have all the feels going on that he want to talk about. And he needs you to help him talk about them. So help your man talk about his problems. I got no examples, just for the record. I'm not blowing this off because I didn't want to. I got no examples because I ain't that dude. All the relationships I've been in, there's never been a moment where my girlfriend's been able to look at me and go, baby, what's wrong? And I just dump all my problems on her like I'm on an episode of Jerry Springer or some shit. No. So the only reason I got no examples is because it ain't never happened to me. So I ain't got nothing to work from. Sorry. So if you happen to have a sensitive man, treat him like a delicate little flower and figure out what's wrong with him, or get another man. That's probably the better answer. Get another man. I don't know. Because Jenna Jameson said it best. The minute she sees a guy cry, the relationship is over. And so if your man is real sensitive, he's probably going to start crying. So, yeah. In the eyes of a lot of people, porn stars are like the bottom rung of female society, next to probably like hookers or whatever. So if a female, if a porn star won't stick out a relationship with a dude because he starts crying, why should you? I'm just saying. So, moving on from that, we're going to a very funny and yet at the same time very controversial topic, which is the opinion of friends / family. I'll add / family in there also. Now, the opinions of your friends are very important when you're single. When you are single, the opinion of your friends are pretty much what shape what you do and who you are, to a degree, if you're very susceptible. If you're like a lump of clay and your friends are like, let's go rob a bank, and you're just like, sure, I'll be the whaleman. You're a lump of clay and you're a sheep, and well, this video is probably not for you. Turn it off and go watch like the Pound Puppies or My Little Pony or something. You'll be all right. For the rest of you who are still here watching, the opinions of your friends are very important when you're single because they help you decide on the type of women, especially for guys, the type of woman you're going to date. Because if your friends see her and think she is cute, then she is cute because your friends think she is cute. It's a weird, kind of thing. And for females, it kind of works the same way too. From my experience, what I've noticed, if one of them thinks he's cute, then the rest of them think he's cute. But then of course, there's always that one who's like the 4 out of 5 doctors recommend this. It's always that one girlfriend who's that 4 out of 5 friends recommend you don't date that guy. Yeah, she's always that one friend who's just like, he ain't all that. She's like guaranteed. But see, you know what though? That's the one friend. If you start dating whoever it is, that's the one friend you should probably listen to. Because that's the one friend that sees him for all of his fucking flaws. And for guys, that's the one friend you should listen to because he sees your girlfriend for all of her flaws. Like, you'll be like, oh, she's so amazing. She does this and she does that. And she's just so great. And then he'll look you in the face and go, that bitch ain't got no job. She better be cooking. You think it's all amazeballs that when you come home, she's made dinner and like the house is clean and, she does laundry. That friend will tell you the reality is that bitch is living with you rent free. So she should be doing the laundry and cooking dinner and keeping the house clean. Otherwise, what do you do all day? Your other friends will be like, oh man, that's cool. She does your laundry. Wish my girlfriend would do my laundry. That one friend will also look at those other friends and go, your girlfriend got a job. That's why your girlfriend don't do laundry all day. Listen to that one friend once you're in a relationship because that one friend will save your life. Because that one friend will be the one who tells you when it all starts to go bad. Now, family is tricky. I have a philosophy that I tend to like to use when it comes to my family and their relationships. If you like it, I love it. And that's just honest truth. I'm with you 100% on whatever it is you want to do in the relationship you in, so long as you are happy you are doing it. I'm right there with you. Every time you're like, man, you know what? I think me and her gonna move in together. We've been dating for like 3 months. I'm gonna quit my job and move away from my kid and go live with her on the other side of Georgia. I'm with you 100%. Because, hey, you're my brother. You love this woman. This is what you want to do. I'm with you. Go do it. The minute you call me and tell me that you hate that bitch, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you how I've felt since day one. But until I get that phone call, though, I'm with you 100%. The opinions of your family matter. Because the opinions of your family matter probably a little bit more than the opinions of your friend. Depending on how close of a family you have. So, that's that. So, just my best advice on opinions of friends and family is be mindful and be respectful. Don't just tell the best friend of like 12 years when he tells you that the girlfriend, or boyfriend that you're dating is a skeezer and a user and a gold digger and don't want to do nothing but just use you for the money you're making, which if you're working at Wendy's and they're using you for the money, says a lot about, their gold digging skills probably. But don't tell that best friend of like 12 years that, shut the fuck up, man. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. And try to get into a fight because you don't want to lose a friend over a woman that's going to walk away from you like 6 months from now. That's not a good look. That's not what you want to do at all. So just don't do it to yourself. Now, the next topic is possibility. Possibility is kind of like potential. I know I've talked about potential. I've talked about how I don't understand dating for potential. Possibility is kind of like that. But it's a little different. At least I look at it a little different. Possibility dating is, it is possible. It is. I look at possibility. It's not even just that. It's not that he had, because that's potential. No, because that's potential. That potential is, they potentially will be somebody epic down the road, and so you're with them now because you see the potential in them later. They're gonna march into Mordor, and they're gonna toss the ring into the fires of Mount Doom and save the fucking world. For all you Lord of the Rings fans, I hope you enjoyed that one. Or they're going to vanquish Voldemort and, be the boy who lived forever. Whatever. But that's potential. Possibility. A little different. Possibility is, it is possible if I go on 2 dates with her, I will have sex on the 3rd. It is possible I can talk her into giving me a blowjob. Or on the female aspect of it, it's possible I can talk him into going down on me. Or it is possible I can convince him to buy me lunch. Now, I don't entirely enjoy possibility because it can become extremely dangerous. Possibility can lead into potential dating. And I don't like potential dating. I don't like it whatsoever. I think it is quite possibly the worst invention in the dating world ever created. Because potential dating is just stupid to me. You're not dating them for who they are now. You're dating them because you think they're gonna be somebody later. So you don't want them for you don't really want them for who they are now. You want them for who they're gonna be. So I don't enjoy potential dating. So that's why I don't like potential dating. And that's kind of the main reason why I don't like possibility. Because possibility can lead to potential. Don't do either one. Be straightforward. In this day, it's 2014. Be straightforward. If you can't walk up to a girl and be like, hey, I think you're cute. Why don't we go out? Which I understand is extremely hard. Because don't get me wrong. For all the advice I give in the world, if you actually know me, I'm one doofy sumbitch in person. Even more so when it comes to talking to a female. I'm really good when it comes to the electronic talking. I'm all kinds of Don Juan de la Nooch. In person, though, not so much so. So I understand how difficult it can be to actually walk up to a woman and go, hey, I think you're cute. Can we go out on a date? But do it. Just be honest. Don't do possibility. You're right. You only live once, as they say. Me, I plan on having a couple of go-arounds, but that's just because I'm greedy. So don't do possibility. Just be honest. Just be like, look, I think you're cute. Can we go out? Or you go to, don't be that guy who gets a compliment from a girl and decides to try to pick her up in GameStop. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't be out somewhere and some girl's like, oh, I like the cologne you're wearing, and you be like, oh man, I just got off work. Appreciate it. What y'all doing? What you doing later on the night? Don't be that guy, because that's creepy. That's like 12 shades of creepy and like a couple hours away from episode of SVU. Don't be that guy, because no. That's how people end up disappearing, ending up in the back of panel vans, and just, don't do it. Now, the next 2 topics, to me, go hand in hand. The first one is the long term. Now, this is something more. Well, I guess it used to be. I don't know if it still is. It depends on the girl you talk to. But it used to be something more on the female side of things than it was on the guy side of things. Granted, now there are guys who do think long term when they go thinking about dating a girl. They look at a girl, they're like, man, I can see myself with her like 20 years from now. We're happy and we're married and we're living life. Mind you, it's creepy if you haven't asked her out yet and you think that already. Just to get that out of the way. Long term, to me, is something that shouldn't happen until you've been together for a while. We've already talked about we've broken down. We've already talked about my 6-month rule, so I don't even have to cover that. If you don't remember it, backtrack a couple videos and find it. Listen to what I said about it. You got your 3 months, and then you got your 6 months. When you hit your 6 months, somewhere around the 6 month to a year mark is where you should start actually going long term. To me, you should be able. If you've been together at least 6 months, then you should be able to look at the person you're with and think and ask yourself, can I see myself with this person at the same time at this time next year? That's what you should ask yourself. That's long term. And don't I really can't stress this enough. Don't do can I see myself with this person 5 years from now? Because you're lying to yourself. You don't know what you're going to be doing 5 years from now. To assume you and that person are going to be together 5 years from now is one, stupid. It's stupid in my opinion, and two, it's kind of, I won't say creepy, but it's just it puts a lot. I like it. It puts a lot of pressure on a relationship. Like if you tell the person you're with, you guys are at your 1-year anniversary, you're out somewhere having a nice dinner, and you look at the person you're with and you tell them, you know, I can see us back at this restaurant 5 years from now, enjoying our 5-year anniversary. Our kids are at home with a babysitter. You don't know what the other person's thinking. So if they happen to get up from the table and walk away and then never call you again, that's your own fault. Because you've just essentially told them you are committed to the next 5, you're ready to commit the next 5 years of your life to this person. And they may not be there yet. Everybody is at different stages in a relationship. Yes, when you get into a relationship, you both get into the relationship at the same time. But you both mature in the relationship at different rates. So, exactly, as my female counterpart just told me, as you are focusing on how great things could be, you're not seeing how good things are right now. Because you're looking so far ahead. You are seeing the forest, but missing the trees. In case some of you might know that reference. You know, you're looking at the big picture, but you're not seeing how the big picture fits together. You're completely missing what's important because you're so far gone. So long term is something that, yeah, it's great to think about, but wait. Like, wait and make sure. See where things are going to go before you go ring shopping, shoot, all of that. All of that can come later, but make sure that later is actually going to be there. Because for all you know, you could be at that 1-year anniversary dinner and get into a car accident on the way home and die. Or so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pause on you guys. I was getting talked in my ear. But you should be grateful for what you have. That's what really, that to me, when it comes to long term, that's what makes the long term happen. Being grateful for right now and enjoying right now, to me, will guarantee the long term. You know, some people, you know, they live like there's no tomorrow. I'm not saying do that because that means you try to knock somebody up and like have a kid and a family and end up driving to Vegas and getting. Don't do that. But definitely enjoy what you have in the relationship you are in. Look across at your girlfriend, look across at your boyfriend, and just look and just be like, you know what? I fucking love you. Right. It may not be the greatest way to say that sentiment. And they may look at you a little funny when you say it because you added fuck in there. But it's probably one of the most sincere I love yous you will ever give them. Because you look at them and you think to yourself, I can see myself with them like 5 years from now. So use that oh so sweet love you have, and don't say I want to be with you 5 years from now, but definitely look at them and just tell them like I fucking love you. You know what? Just and then just enjoy. Which brings to the next topic. Be happy. Be happy, being happy. Happy. Like the new Pharrell songs, because I'm happy. If at any point in your relationship you wake up and you look at the person next to you and you think to yourself, what function do you serve in this relationship? What purpose do you have in this relationship? Why am I with you? Then maybe, just maybe, you are not happy. It's just a guess. If life is too fucking short, take it from somebody who's almost died twice. Life is way too fucking short to spend time doing something that is not beneficial to what you want out of life. If you aren't getting something that makes you happy in some way, shape, or form out of that relationship, get out of it. Now, when I say this, when I say some shape or form, I'm not talking about base level instincts. I know some of y'all would take that and be like, I'm getting laid, I'm having sex, I'm getting a dick, whatever. No. Take sex out of the equation. Because you was having sex with yourself before you met the person, and you can have sex with yourself after the person. So take sex out of the equation. You need to be able to look at your relationship and say to yourself, I am happy with my relationship. Yeah, there's always going to be something you can change, because there's always something you can change. That's just reality of life. There's nothing constant in life but change. So there's always going to be something that needs to be changed. But if you can't look at your relationship and tell yourself that you are happy with your relationship, then you need to get out of it. Because all you're doing is spinning your wheels and wasting their time. Because obviously they aren't the person for you, and that's just wrong. That's wrong of you to waste somebody else's time like that. Like, that's just selfish and just mean. So don't do it. Mean people suck. Just in case nobody realized that. Being friends. Pretty sure I've covered this one. Probably in the first video. I don't know. But I think how I view it has changed. So we're going to go over it again. Being friends. A lot of people ask, can a guy and a girl be friends with each other and not date? The answer is yes. They can do it. Mind you, usually when it happens, they live nowhere near each other and only see each other like twice, like maybe 3 times a year, and they only ever actually talk like every once in a while. But can a guy and a girl be friends in close proximity for an extended period of time without actually having sex being involved? In my experience, the answer is no. I'm sure somebody somewhere has done it. It can be done. I'm just telling you, I haven't. That's all I'm saying about that. I'm sure it can be done. I'm sure a guy and a girl, I think what it comes down to in that situation for a guy and a girl to be friends with each other and sex and not end up being involved really comes down to the girl. Because the guy can be the biggest horn dog in the world, but women have self-control like you wouldn't believe. And so, if she don't want to fuck you, she don't want to fuck you. And it just ain't gonna never happen. That's just the reality. I firmly believe nobody has sex with anybody that they don't want to have sex with. Other than being raped. Before anybody goes leaving any mean-ass comments about anything, I just want to clear that up. Other than being raped. I'm talking about consensual sex. Just for the record. For anybody goes and says anything else. Consensual sex does not happen unless at least one of the parties wants it to happen. Bare minimum. And it's usually the chick. Because the reality is most guys will fuck just about anybody. No matter what they tell you about their types or their preference or whatever, most guys will probably have sex with a chick if she walks up to them and she's like, hey, want to have sex with me? If you don't believe me, ladies, try it yourself. Walk up to some random dude. Like, no, don't do random dude because you end up on an episode of SUV or some shit. Don't do random dude. Do one of your guy friends. Pick any one of your guy friends. And just ask him, hey, would you like to have sex with me? Right here, right now. If you don't say yes, I'm walking away. And I guarantee you, he will tell you yes. Like, it'll be the quickest yes you have ever heard in your life. It'll be a faster yes than asking a little kid if they want candy. Like, it'll happen. That's because this is how guys are. Now, on the other hand, guys, don't try that because you'll get your feelings hurt. Like, I don't recommend having your self-esteem shot out the air like a fucking WW2 warplane because you will crash and burn so fast. It will just be the worst day, quite possibly, of your life, outside of possibly like getting shot while protecting your mom from getting mugged or some shit. Like, just don't do it because for guys, it just doesn't work the same. Like, you gotta be like Vin Diesel or like Ludacris or some other pretty nigga and be able to just, or The Rock, like, or like Chris Hemsworth. You gotta be fucking Thor or Loki, the dude that plays Loki. You gotta be one of them. Them motherfuckers can walk up to any woman and be like, they can walk up, bitches love accents. Apparently, as I'm being told, bitches love accents. So if you can fake an accent, you might have an edge. But if you ain't got an accent, you gotta look like one of them. You gotta be on that. You ain't gotta be on that level. Now, mind you, you could look like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and work at the local fucking Wendy's. It won't matter to the woman because you look like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Walk up to her and be like, the people's champ wants to know if I can get down. And she'll be like, yes. Like, halfway through you asking, her clothes will almost already be off. No matter like where, she'll already be unbuttoning shit, taking off shoes. It'll come off. Don't let her be wearing a skirt because the skirt will be hyped up around her waist. Gone. Clothes will just poof like magic. There you go, Lauren, because I know you're watching. I said poof. Like magic. Clothes will just be gone. If you look like one of them, then you can do that. Us regular, average ass motherfuckers that look like me, that look like this, no, we can't do that. We gotta be funny. We gotta have more tricks than David Copperfield. We gotta be funny. We gotta be charming. We gotta be educated. And depending on the type of woman you go after, you gotta have a decent job. Or be a student. But you can't be a student and be like, I'm a student of life, so I just like go everywhere. No, don't be a stupid hippie. Don't be a neat. Don't be a stupid waste of space hippie. No. Which is nothing wrong with being a hippie. I'm just saying, because, hippie dudes get hippie chicks. So if you're a hippie dude, go after a hippie chick. That's your deal. And then you don't even need the other four. You can just be like, want to split this doobie, and you're probably in. But if you don't look like them, don't expect to get that kind of treatment. That's just the reality. And women, you got it easy because you don't have to look like Vivica Fox. You ain't got to be Beyonce. You ain't got to be Janet Jackson. You ain't got to be able to shake your hips like Shakira. All you got to do is be able to just open your mouth and say, you want to have sex? Them could be the only words you know. And the dude won't care. He'll just be like, yes. Because on the average, 9 out of 10 guys are just looking for a hole to plug. And if you give them that hole, they will plug it repeatedly until you tell them they can't anymore. And then their brain stop functioning and they don't know what the fuck to do. Like, why can't I? So, being friends can get complicated. Being friends can also be easy. All depends on the type of friends you're trying to be. If you're a chick and you're trying to be friends with benefits with a dude, it's extremely easy. If you're a chick and you're trying to just be friends with a guy, it's going to be tough, but then eventually it will get easy. Because the first couple of months you're friends with him, he's going to keep trying to get in your pants. And you're going to have to keep telling him no. And then eventually he will give up hope and just become like, he will give up all hope. Like, the sun will never rise again because he's never going to be able to have sex with you. Now, mind you, it might take 6-7 years before he finally realizes that there's no point in trying to get after you. It might take you 6-7 boyfriends before he finally figures this all out. But he will eventually. And you become to a nice little middle stage of friendship, and it'll all smooth out. Guys, if you're trying to have a friend with benefits with a chick, my best advice, hit the gym. Look like The Rock. Look like Vin Diesel. Look like Chris Hemsworth. Look like the dude that plays Loki. Have an accent. And you'll have bitches flying up on you like Thor's hammer. They'll just be on you. Like, that's if you're trying to have a friend with benefits. Now, for us regular guys, if you're trying to have a female friend with benefits, hey, go work at the bank. Go do something spectacular. Go rescue a kid. Like, go rescue somebody's dying baby. That'll guarantee you at least like that'll get you at least like 3 months of friends with benefit sex. Or hero sex, as I like to call it. Go rescue a dying kid from a burning building or some shit. That'll get you hero sex. Go become a firefighter or some shit. That's being friends is it's no. Because I'm an average dude, so I don't know how the other side lives. I don't know how green the pastures are for the rest of them pretty motherfuckers. I don't know what that's like. But I one of these days I'll get my brother Kurt to do a video guest appearance with me. He's a pretty dude. I'm going to just put that out there now. He, as described by my friend Bradley, my brother Kurt looks like what did he say? He said it was if Chris Brown and Drake had a baby, he'd be Kurt, because that's how pretty he is, apparently. So, light-skinned bastard. But I love you, Kurt. You know I do. So I'll get him in here one day, and I'll get him with his fiance Tony. And so basically, I won't have them say anything. I'll just let the two of them be on camera, and then I'll just pop in and be like, proves my point, and I'll be done. Because once you see the girl he's got, and you see his pretty little ass, you realize that I was right. Pretty niggas get women. That's just the reality. The rest of us, we gotta be funny. We gotta have all kinds of jokes. So you gotta make a chick laugh. It's just reality. That's just how it is. So you gotta be, especially if you're like me, if you're fluffy. Yeah, we'll go with fluffy, because isn't that the term? Yeah, fluffy. If you're fluffy, well, you gotta be funny. That's just the reality. If you're a fluffy dude out there and you're watching this video and you're wondering to yourself, he's gonna say something that's gonna help me get a girl. I've just said it. Be funny. Every chick I have gotten to this date, in my 34 years of being alive, I have gotten because I am one funny motherfucker. Hands down. Honest to God. It's because I'm funny. Because you guys see me, I'm not that good looking. I'm just funny as shit. And it's hard for you to tell what your boyfriend looks like if he's got you laughing with tears in your eyes all the time. It's all blurry and shit, so you can't really see him. Works out great. Plus, you just keep the lights off a lot. They don't know. Don't date a blind chick, though, because then she's going to want to feel, and then she's going to be like, there's a whole lot of you. And it just goes all out the window then, so don't do that. Next topic is one probably a lot of people probably need help with, too, so I will cover it also, is when the person you are with is getting clingy. Now, I don't mind the person I'm dating. I don't mind them being around me and being with me, and that's cool. That's what's supposed to happen in a relationship. But there is such a thing as being clingy. If you see me on the average, okay, let's say you and your significant other are living together. If on the average your significant other sees you anywhere between 8 to 12 hours out of the day, as in sees you as is in the house with you, or within the same room with you, or like watching TV with you, there's very little need for them to be all over you that much. Unless you're having like a couple's night and you're curled up and you're like watching a movie together, that's different. But if you see me 8 to 12 hours out of the day, there really is not a whole lot of need for you to be all over me. I'm not going anywhere. Guess what? 4 hours ago, when you saw me, and I was still sitting right here doing whatever, I'm going to be right here still doing whatever the next time you come in here. So don't come hug me like you just heard the Titanic sunk and you're surprised I was on a boat and made it out alive. Like, don't hug me like you were surprised that I'm still alive. Don't come be like, oh God, I can't believe it, you're alive. Oh Jeebus, what is we gonna do? No, don't do it. You just saw me like a minute ago and you didn't hug me then. So why are you hugging me now? If you saw me 5 minutes ago and you didn't want to hug me, what the fuck happened to you in that 5 minutes to make you want to hug me? Like you just, like, your world is going to crash if you don't. I don't understand it. Unless you, now here's another thing. Now, there are reasons why people get clingy. One of the reasons I've noticed that people get clingy is when people think a relationship is about to end. It's kind of like when people realize that they're trapped on an island, they're going to have to eat one of the other survivors. They get drastic. When people think a relationship is about to end, they become drastic. They think that by overcompensating for the love, by giving more love than they were giving before, they think that they will help save the relationship. Let me explain to you that in most cases that is the exact opposite. Usually it is not the amount of love you are giving that is causing your relationship to deteriorate. It's usually some other cause that's happening that, you know, hopefully the two of you have talked about and it's, you know, you work it out or whatever. But by overcompensating that love, you are drowning that person now. Like, if we've been together for like a year and we never kiss in public, but we hold hands every once in a while and we get home, we hug, we kiss, whatever, then all of a sudden, every time you see me, you just like hug me and want to give me deep, passionate, let's go have sex kisses? You're smothering me. Like, what is going? You see you've tipped the scales too far in one direction. All of a sudden, you weren't doing this and now you are doing this, which leads me to the second reason why usually people get clingy. It's because they feel guilty. They are now trying to overcompensate because they feel that something they have done that they shouldn't have done something that they've done. So now they feel guilty. So they are attempting to give you all this extra love now to try to ease the guilt that they feel. Usually it's because they have cheated in some cases. I actually have no other examples to use on that one because it's always that case for me. So I'm just going to stick with that one. That's all I got. If you have some other case, then let me know so I can use that as an example. But for me, it's always because they've cheated. And so they overcompensate. They all of a sudden when they see you, it's like, oh, you know, I love you. I love you too. You know, and then like 10 minutes later, it's like, oh, I love you. You know, I really love you, right? Or no, they do when they tell you they love you, they look you in the eye with a really serious face. And they go, I love you. And you say, I love you. And they go, you know, when I say I love you, I mean I really love you. Like, you are the love. And they go on to explain their love. Yeah, that's not that. That's you ain't explained we've been together for X amount of whatever, and you ain't explained your love before now. Why are you looking at me in the eyes like a hungry dog wanting a biscuit, telling me you love me because the sun and the moon rises in my ass crack or some shit? Like, that's not that's not the way to go. Because all that makes me do, and when I say me, I mean actually me. And that's only because I read a lot of comic books, and so I'm a lot like Batman at times. I pay attention to like everything. So if you've broken habit, if we've been together for X amount of whatever, and you've never done this before, and then all of a sudden something happened to you, and now you are starting to do it, so now your habits have changed, I'm going to notice that your habits have changed. I pay attention to this. This is just how I am. So I'm going to start thinking something's happening. And if I ask you, and that's the reality, which is usually how it happens in most relationships too, they will ask, the person you're with will ask, anything wrong? Something happened? Whatever. And you go, no, everything's fine. That was your moment. Just to be clear. That was your moment to come clean. In every situation, if somebody in the relationship is cheating and the other person in the relationship thinks they are cheating, they always give you that moment to come clean. They give you a chance because deep down inside, they do love you. And they want to try to fix whatever is wrong with the relationship that made you want to cheat. So they ask you, is everything all right? Did something happen? Are you sure you're okay? If you tell them, I'm fine, nothing's wrong, and everything's okay, and you know that everything is not okay and that everything is not fine and that you're a lying, cheating ass bitch, you've missed your opportunity to stop being a lying, cheating ass bitch. You might as well keep fucking whoever the hell it is you fucking, because the relationship you are in is going to do nothing but slowly deteriorate like a satellite falling from space. It's just going to keep circling the drain until it just goes down. So when people get clingy, pay attention. There's usually a reason for it. Like I said, it's usually either they don't feel loved enough by you for whatever reason, or they feel some kind of guilt. And you need to take that moment and ask, like, what's going on? Like, if they've broken their habit and all of a sudden they're just being really, really clingy and they weren't before, ask them what's wrong. Talk to them. Talk to your significant other, because obviously maybe something's bothering them. That's, maybe something is just not right. And you don't know what it is, but at least take the opportunity to figure out what that something is. Sorry. Pin popped, so I had to pick it up. All right. So, that's getting clingy. Now, next topic is friends and anger. Your friends will get mad at you. If they don't like who you are dating, they will get mad at you because of who you are dating. Or if you're in a situation where your friends like who you are dating, but they don't like something you have done to the person you are dating. Like if your friends like who you're dating and then your friends find out you cheated, your friends are going to start hating you because they like the person you're dating. The fact that you cheated on them for no good reason. Actually, I can't even say without a valid reason. There is actually no reason to cheat. Like there will never be an honest to God, just like he did this or she did this, so I went out and fucked somebody else. There's never going to be a good reason for that. Walk away. If you are at a point and you're thinking about cheating on somebody you are with, leave them. Then you're not cheating. If you've ever needed a clearer sign of when to walk away from a relationship, it's when you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to cheat. But if you do decide to cheat, and your friends find out about it, and your significant other doesn't, but your friends know, your friends could probably, depending on the friends you have, your friends are probably going to be kind of pissed at you. Because you cheated on what they think is a good person. And now, you've essentially become just like, I don't even know you. Like, that's how your friends are going to look at you. Like, I don't even know who you are anymore. I never thought you were the type of person who would cheat on somebody. And so now your friends are angry at you. Now, mind you don't think your friends have any reason to be angry at you because you're just like, the fuck are y'all mad about? Boom, boom. But the reality is your friends have a good reason to be upset. I mean, you are changing their perception of who they've always thought you were. And for the most part, a lot of people live by the creed of birds of a feather flock together. So their mindset is, if you are a cheater, then there's a potential other friends are cheaters. There's a potential, and some people who are lesser minded will think that there's a chance that I am a cheater. But that's a whole self-discovery situation. That's a whole psychology thing that I'm not even going to get into. But they'll start to wonder about that. And that's where it's going to cause some slight problems. So just be mindful of your friends when you do. Mind you, I'm not saying cheat and just don't let your friends find out. Don't think that's what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. Not even remotely. Because if you cheat and you don't let your friends find out, it just gets ugly. It becomes a whole quagmire, quicksand, just in case nobody knows what quagmire means. It drags you down. It becomes just a convoluted, pain in the ass type of situation that you really, really don't want to be involved in. So just don't do it. I think I'll stop here at the moment because I'm running to like a 50-minute video. I will be back with another video. As always, I'll actually be one a week again. So, love, peace, hair grease. Be good, and if you can't be good, at least be good at it. And always be good to each other. Till next week.